Hi guys, everybody, welcome to my live. We are gonna do name writing on sand today. All right, let's go, guys. Welcome to my live. All right, let's go, guys. First, we have is Jacob. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Jacob. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who is next, guys? Welcome to my live, Olive. Let's go for Olive now. This is for you, Olive. This is your name, and it's done. Next subscriber is Savannah. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Savannah. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who is next, guys? Then we have is Ava. Thank you so much for subscribing, Ava. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who is next, guys? Welcome in, Nina. Let's go for Nina now. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here you go, Nina. All right, who is next, guys? Everybody welcome and drop your names in the comments, guys. You're welcome, Ava. Thank you so much for joining. Let's go, guys. Who is next, you all? Welcome to my live. All right, then we have is Jim. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. This is your name, and it is done, Jim. I love you too, Nina. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go, everybody. Drop your name in the comments, guys. Hit that subscribe button, and then you're gonna see the chat option. So drop your names in that. JR, welcome in, JR. This is for you. I hope you like it. All right, who is next, you all? Sophia, welcome back, Sophia. This is for you, Sophia. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Sophia. All right, who is next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Maria is here. Let's go for Maria. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Maria. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who is next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Drop your names in the comments. We are doing name writing on the sand today. And hit that subscribe button, and after a minute you're gonna see the chat option, so you can definitely type in your name. Oh, that's nice, Maria. Wow, that's great, amazing. All right, who's next, guys? Welcome in, everybody. Drop your names in the comments, guys. Welcome to my live, everybody. We are doing name writing on the sand today. Let's go, guys. And we've got Sajid. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Sajid. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who is next, you all? Everybody welcome in. Thank you for subscribing. All right, then we have is Superman. Okay, what was the name that you want me to do, Superman? Oh, I missed you too, Gazim. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Gazim. Here you go. All right, let's go, everybody. Then we have is Clara. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Clara. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Austin. Thank you so much for subscribing, Austin. This is your name, and it is done. Next subscriber is Dismat. Let's go for Dismat. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who's next, guys? Let's go, everybody. Then we have is, who is that? Clara. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Clara. This is your name, and it is done. Welcome, everybody. Then we have is, I can be in a lot of your lives because you live. It's 4 a.m. here. Oh, where are you from? Izela, thank you so much for subscribing to me, Izela. This is your name and it is done. All right, everybody, hit the subscribe button and get your names done. All right, then we have is Donna. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Donna. This is your name and it is done. Then we have is Walid. Thank you so much for subscribing, Walid. This is your name and it is done. Next subscriber, please. Then we've got is Samia. Thank you so much. This is your name, Samia, and it is done. All right, who is next, guys? Then we have is Emily. Thank you so much. Let's go for Emily. This is for you. Thank you so much for subscribing, and your name is done, Emily. Then we have is AB. Thank you so much for subscribing, AB. Let's go for AB now. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Here you go, AB. This is your name and it is done. All right. Then we have a Skylar. Thank you so much for subscribing, Skylar. This is your name, Skylar, and it is done. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Next subscriber is Lily. Thank you. Let's go for Lily, guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Lily. This is your name and it is done. Next subscriber is Mila. Thank you so much. Here is your name, Mila. I hope you like it. And thank you so much for subscribing. It's done. Then we've got is Marlon. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Marlon. This is your name. And it is done, Marlon. Then we have is Talia. Let's go for Talia. Here is your name, Talia. And it is done. Next subscriber is Rosie. All right. This is for Rosie. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here you go, Rosie. All right, your name is done. Then we have a Jermaris. Thank you so much for subscribing and being back to me, Jermaris. Thank you. I remember you. All right, Jermaris. This is your name and it's done. Who is next, guys? We've got is Caleb. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Caleb. This is your name and it is done, Caleb. Then we have is Adeline. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's go for Adeline here. Here you go. Adeline, this is your name and it is done. Then we have is next subscriber to be Gio. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Here you go for Gio. All right, who's next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Get your sound names done, guys. All right, then we have the next subscriber to be Mahid. Thank you so much for subscribing and being back here. I remember you, Mahid. Here you go. All right, who is next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Then we've got is Ajay. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Ajay. This is for you. Your name is done. All right, who is next, guys? Then we have is Natalie. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Natalie. This is your name and it is done. Thank you so much. Everybody, welcome to my live, guys. We are doing sand names. Then we have is Essie. Thank you so much for subscribing, Essie. This is your name and it is done, Essie. Who's next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Drop your names in the comments, guys. Just give me a second. I need to change the light. All right. Who is next, guys? Let's go, everybody. Who is next, everybody? Welcome to my live, guys. Then we have is Caden. Thank you so much for subscribing, Caden. This is your name and it is done, Caden. Who is next to you all? Everybody welcome in. Then we have is Mahid. All right. Thank you so much for saying that. Here you go, Mahid. Welcome to my live. Thank you so much for being my subscriber. Next, we've got Callum. Let's go for Callum now. This is your name, Callum, and it is done. Thank you so much for subscribing. Next subscriber, please, Amy. All right, Amy, this is your name, and it is almost done. Here you go. All right, who is next, guys? Everybody welcome and get your names done, guys. Then we have Dina. Let's go for Dina now. This is you, Dina. It is your name. Thank you so much for subscribing, and it is done now. Then we have is Caden. Let's go for Caden. Thank you so much for subscribing, Caden. This is your name, and it is done, Caden. All right, then we have is next Lola. Thank you so much for subscribing. Everybody keep dropping your names, guys, so that I can see it. Here you go. Then we have is Amalia. All right, Amalia, this is your name, and it is almost done. Here you go, Amalia. All right, thank you so much for subscribing. Then we have is, who is that? Kylie. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Kylie. This is your name, and it is done. All right, who's next, guys? Who's next? Then we have is Layla as a new subscriber. Let's go for Layla. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. This is your name, Layla, and it is done. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Lexi. Thank you so much for subscribing, Lexi. This is your name, Lexi, and it is done. All right, who is next, everybody? Welcome in. Drop your names, guys, in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. We're doing name writing on the sand. Who is next? All right, who's next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Drop your names, guys. Hi, who are you? What's the name that you want me to do? Dog Day. What name do you want? All right, then who do we have, guys? Welcome in. All right. All right, who's next, guys? Everybody names, guys. Drop your names in the comments, everybody. Yeah, Dog Day, what's the name that you want me to do? Olivia, welcome in, Olivia. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Olivia. This is for you. Thank you so much for subscribing, Olivia. I hope you like it. All right, then we have is Maggie. Thank you so much for subscribing, Maggie. There you go for Maggie. Thank you so much for subscribing. Everybody write your name in the comments so that I know who you are and I can write your name. Then we have is, who is that? Angelica. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Angelica. This is your name and it is done. Who is next, you all? Everybody welcome in. Drop your names in the comments. Who is next, everybody? Then we have is Cody. All right, here you go, Cody. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. This is your name and it is done. Next subscriber is Daniela. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Daniela. Let's go for Daniela here. This is your name, Daniela, and it is done. Next subscriber is Kaylee. Thank you so much for subscribing, Kaylee. Here you go, Kaylee. Who is next, you all? Everybody welcome in. Drop your name in the comments, guys. Then we have is Jackson. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Jackson. This is your name, Jackson, and it is almost done. All right, then we have is Capybara. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Is that a name? All right. Here you go. Thank you, Libya, for those beautiful hearts. Everybody, welcome to my live, guys. Let me know your name first and get your names done, guys. All right, then who do we have, guys? Welcome in, Alexis. Here you go, Alexis. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Everybody welcome in. Drop your names in the comments, guys. Then we have is, who is that? Welcome in. All right, then we have a Sammy. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Sammy. Here you go. Your name is done. Next subscriber to be Hunter. Let's go for Hunter now. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Hunter. Here you go. This is your name and it is done. Who's next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Drop your names, guys, in the comments. Then we have is Joanne. All right, then who's next? Joan. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. This is your name and it is done. All right, then who do we have? I love you too, Olivia. Thank you. Then we have is Skylar. Let's go for Skylar. Here you go, Skylar. This is your name and it is almost done. All right, then who's next, guys? Orla is next. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Orla. This is your name, Orla, and it is done. All right, who's next, guys? Welcome to my live, guys. Who is next, everybody? And then who do we have, guys? Welcome to my live. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Everybody hit that subscribe button. Get your names done, guys. Once you hit that subscribe button, you're going to see the comment option, guys. Then we have is Lana for your sister. All right. Let's go for Lana here. Here you go for Lana. All right. Who's next, guys? Then we have is Hakim. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. This is for you, Hakim. I hope you like it. Everybody, welcome to my live, guys. Get your names done. Everybody, hit the subscribe button and drop a name in the comments. Then we have is Soya. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Let's go for Soya. Here you go, Soya. Thank you so much for subscribing. Your name is done. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Raja. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Raja. Let's go for Raja here. Thank you so much. Here you go. Raja, your name is done. Who is next, guys? Welcome to my live, everybody. Drop your name in the comments, guys. Who is next, everybody? We are doing name writing on the sand. All right, then we've got is Evelyn. Let's go for Evelyn. Here you go, Evelyn. This is your name, and it is almost done. Thank you so much for subscribing. Hi, Faisal. Welcome back. Let's go for Faisal now. Thank you so much for subscribing to me and being back here. Here you go, Faisal. Everybody welcome in. Drop your name in the comments, guys. Then who do we have, guys? Welcome in. Then we have is Soya. Let's go for Soya here. Here you go for Soya. Welcome to my live. Who is next, you guys? Then we have is Nevai. Thank you so much for subscribing, Nevai. All right, here you go, Nevai. Welcome to my live. Thank you so much for the subscribe. All right, who's next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Then we have is, who is that? Julian. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Julian. All right, here you go, Julian. This is for you. Thank you so much for the subscribe. Then we have is next Cecilia. Thank you so much for subscribing. This is for Cecilia. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. Everybody hit that subscribe button and get your names done, guys. Then we have is Olivia. Thank you so much for subscribing, Olivia. This is for you. All right, who is next, you all? Everybody welcome to my live. Drop your names, guys, in the comments. Here you go, Olivia. Then we have is Rahim. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Here you go for Rahim. This is your name and it is almost done. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Carl. Thank you so much for subscribing, Carl. Let's go for Carl here. Here you go. Thank you so much for subscribing, Carl. Then we have is another Olivia. Okay. Olivia, this is for you. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Everybody welcome in. Drop your name, guys, in the comments. This is for you, Olivia. Who's next, guys? Then we have is Ayuf. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here you go, Ayuf. All right, who's next, guys? Everybody welcome to my live. Get your names done. Then we have is Ariel. Thank you so much. Let's go for Ariel. Thank you for subscribing, Ariel. This is your name, Ariel. And it is almost done. All right. Then we have is Sophia. Thank you so much for subscribing, Sophia. Let's go for Sophia now. Here you go. Everybody get your names done, guys. Just hit that subscribe button and drop your name in the comments, guys. All right, then who is next, guys? Welcome in. Then we have is Maddie. Thank you. Let's go for Maddie now. Thank you so much for subscribing, Maddie. This is your name and it is almost done. Here you go. All right, then we have is McKenna. Thank you so much for subscribing, McKenna. All right, here you go. Welcome to my live. Thank you so much for subscribing, McKenna. All right, who is the next subscriber? Then we have is Lily. Thank you so much for subscribing. Here you go for Lily. Welcome to my live. Thank you so much for the subscribe, Lily. All right, who's next, guys? Welcome to my live. Then we have is Mohsen. Let's go for Mohsen here. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Here you go. All right, your name is done, Mohsen. Then we have is Rosari. Thank you so much for subscribing. All right, Rosari, thank you so much. Here you go, Rosari. Welcome to my live. This is your name and it is done. Next subscriber we have is Max. Thank you so much for subscribing, Max. This is your name and it is done, Max. All right, who's next, guys? Everybody welcome and drop your names in the comments. Then we have is Nawaz. Thank you so much for subscribing, Nawaz. This is your name and it is done, Nawaz. Hope you like it. Next we have is Ayan. Thank you so much. Let's go for Ayan now. Here you go for Ayan. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Ayan. This is your name and it's done. Who is next, guys? Then we have next is Nash. Thank you so much for subscribing, Nash. Here you go for Nash. Welcome to my live. Who is next, guys? Then we have is Clara. Thank you so much for subscribing, Clara. Here is your name and it is almost done. All right, who's next, guys? Everybody welcome and drop your name in the comments, guys. Then we have is Natalie. Thank you so much for subscribing, Natalie. This is your name, Natalie, and it is almost done. Here you go. Then we have is Amelia. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Amelia. All right, this is your name, Amelia, and it is almost Done. Then we have is Sadwiz. All right, here you go, Sadwiz. I hope you like it. Who's next, guys? Everybody welcome and drop your names. Then we have is Mohsen again. Thank you so much for subscribing, Mohsen. This is your name. And it is almost done. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Ashton. Thank you so much for subscribing, Ashton. This is your name, Ashton. And it is almost done. Here you go. Then we have is Jadia. Thank you so much, Jadia. Here you go for Jadia. This one is for you. I hope you like it, Jadia. Here you go. Your name is done. Then we have is Lily. Thank you so much for subscribing, Lily. This is for Lily, guys. Here you go. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Lily. All right, then we have is Maze. Okay, here you go, Maze. Thank you so much for subscribing. Then we have is Andre. Let's go for Andre now. Here you go, Andre. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. Then we have is next Adam. Thank you so much, Adam. Everybody double tap on your screens, guys. Double tap on this board, everybody. Here you go, Adam. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Lulu. Thank you so much for subscribing to me, Lulu. This is your name. And it is done, Lulu. All right, let me change the light. Let's try with this light. Then we have is Destiny. Here you go, Destiny. This is your name, and it is almost done, Destiny. Then we have is Castile. Here you go. Everybody will come in, hit that subscribe button, like the live, and get your names done. Then we have is Dayton. Thank you so much, Dayton. Here you go, Dayton. Then we have Heavenly. Let's go for Heavenly here. Heavenly, this is for you. Who is next, guys? Welcome in. All right, then we have is Layla. Thank you so much for subscribing, Layla. Here you go, Layla, and your name is done. Next subscriber is, who is that? Lexi. All right, let's go for Lexi here. Here you go, Lexi. Who is next, guys? Everybody welcome in. Aziza. Aziza, here you go. All right, who's next, guys? Then we have is Cherry. Here you go for Cherry. That's your cat's name. All right. Here you go for Cherry. All right, then we have is Hannah. Thank you so much for subscribing, Hannah. Here you go for Hannah. All right, then we have is, who is that? We have is Arya. Okay. Thank you so much for subscribing, Arya. This is for you. Thank you so much for subscribing, Arya. All right, then we have is, who is next, guys? Then we have, who's that? It would really mean someone can again, please. What's the name of the cat? You need to tell me what's the name of the cat. Guys, everybody mention the names, guys. How would I know what's the name, everybody? Please mention the names. Just write the names, guys, so that I can do it. Who is next, guys? Everybody welcome in. All right, who's next, everybody? Drop your names, guys, in the comments. You're saying her name is Kitten? Are you sure her name is Kitten? Okay, here you go for Kitten. All right, then who do we have, guys? Welcome in. Then we have is Dina. Thank you so much for subscribing, Dina. Here you go. Dina. Then who is next, guys? Everybody welcome in. You're welcome, Maddie. Alicia. This is for you, Alicia. Then we have is Isaac. Okay, Isaac, this one's for you. Thank you so much for subscribing. Then we have is Lily and Luke. Here you go. Lily and Luke. All right, and who is next, guys? Okay, I don't know how it's pronounced, but this is a name. Here you go. Okay, guys, I would be going for a break now, and I'll be back in like, I guess, half an hour. So take care of yourself. Bye-bye.